Hey everyone! And today, just recently, a new legendary fighter named Nori was released in early access. In this video, I'll tell you everything about Nori, a complete guide, some builds, which modes to use her in, and basically we'll break down this fighter's mechanics. I'll tell you everything about her, so let's get started. To start, you can get Nori by opening 20 Nori boxes. We can obtain these boxes from a limited time special event. You need to secure 2 victories, and then you will be rewarded with 1 box. Right now we have 15 tickets available. Over the entire event, 48 tickets will be available to us. You can also buy these tickets in the shop in the Nori tab. Here they are, sold for gems. And you can also buy Nori boxes in the shop for gems. And in early access, it's even possible to obtain Nori for free if you've saved up enough gems. But today we're going to buy her. So let's click buy. I'm going to buy her at power 11 with passives, gadgets, and all that. Alright, let's click. Now, here comes our Nori flying to us. She's so cute, really tiny. Alright, let's collect the passives. I'll tell you all about the passives and gadgets a bit later. So, let's collect all of this. Okay. It's not collecting, that's it. We've bought her. So now we have this mini bro. If you've already gotten Nori like I have, then for opening 20 boxes, you get 1,000 blings. I think that's really not worth it at all. But it doesn't matter anyway. All we have left to buy are the gears. I usually buy gears for power and for shield. Now, this is already the start of a little build. There you go. Alright, let's head into a training match right now to see exactly what this fighter is all about and to check out all of this fighter's unique mechanics. I'll explain everything to you in detail right now. So, Nori's very special ability is that whenever she hits enemies with her basic attack, she gains 1 fish for every single enemy hit. These fish then power up her ultimate ability and significantly increase both its overall size and its total damage. To the right of the health bar, you will find a special fish counter that only Nori is able to see. You can collect up to 10 fish at most. When you die, the fish counter doesn't reset. And you could say that Nori has 2 different types of attacks. If you perform a quick aim, Nori simply swings her trusty fishing rod and the effective range of the strike is quite short. Well, not super short, but it's not very long either, but it does deal damage. If you hold down the button a bit, aim, and charge the attack, Nori will fire a projectile that pierces the target and she herself will dash behind the enemy or pull them toward a wall, dealing damage along the way. And if you fully charge the attack, it will also allow Nori to jump over obstacles. The more the attack is charged, the farther the projectile will travel. Each hit gives Nori a fish. Nori's ultimate is that when she uses her super ability, she dives into a chosen spot, and after a short delay resurfaces, dealing significant area damage to enemies. Each collected fish increases the size of the super by 5% and its damage by 4%. When using the ultimate, all the fish are consumed. Let's move on to the build and we'll start with the gadgets. Nori's first gadget is Fishy Snack. Nori spends the collected fish to restore health. All the fish are used, but if there are more than 3, only 3 fish are spent. 1 fish restores 1,000 health. The second gadget is the Big Fish Net. Nori fires a projectile that deals damage to the enemy and immobilizes them for almost 1.5 seconds. I think the first gadget is overpowered, and I recommend you take the first gadget because healing is always needed. And by the way, the first gadget, the healing one, has a shorter cooldown than the second gadget. So with the second gadget, where Nori throws the net, the gadget's cooldown is 20 seconds, while the healing gadget has a 12-second cooldown. I think that's really overpowered. Now let's move on to the passive abilities. The first passive ability for Nori is called Big Catch. When Nori hits enemies with his super, he gets 3 fish for each one. I think that's overpowered. So the second passive ability is called Just Like Mom. When Nori hits an enemy with his main attack, he gets a 20% speed boost for 1 second. And I also recommend taking the first passive because if we get 3 fish for each enemy hit by the super, I think that's just insanely overpowered. So take the first gadget and the first passive ability. Which modes and maps should you use Nori on? From my personal perspective, I don't think it really matters where you use Nori. because he performs exceptionally well on both closed and open maps. You could say he's both a close range and a long range fighter simultaneously. But I truly believe Nori is more of a collaborative, team-oriented player. That is to say, he is better suited for PvP modes, team modes, or maybe even duo showdown. But personally, I found that I didn't enjoy the experience of playing Nori in solo showdown. I can tell you for sure that Nori is definitely not a good fit for the heist mode, because he deals a very low amount of damage to the safe. Maybe he works only if he's staying in the backline, somehow taking out opponents, I don't know. But yes, he is much more suited for coordinated team modes. And finally, as usual, some interesting facts about Nori. Well, the very first and most obvious fact is that Nori is the child of Kenji and Katsa, and he's in the same gang as them. Their group is officially called the Katana Kingdom. Nori is the only fighter who was born in Star Park. Nori is actually the Japanese name for edible red seaweed. It's also the name for a product made from this seaweed, thin, crispy, dried sheets. Nori is 5.5 years old. You can find this out from one of his voice lines. Nori is the 8th child fighter. Nori is the 5th legendary assassin class fighter. Before Nori's official release, he was found in the game files under the codename Katana Kid. This makes him the 2nd fighter to be discovered in the game files before his official release. Nori's first prime title is a reference to his codename in the game files, Katana Kid. Judging by the data found in the game files, Nori was originally going to be named Koji, but for some reason they decided against this name. Well, that's all from me, guys. Since there was no more information available, I am very grateful to you for taking the time to watch this entire video. I hope this guide was helpful to you. I truly hope that every subscriber to our channel will receive Nori from their very first box. And if you have any questions about this fighter, write them in the comments and I'll answer all of you. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our Telegram channel. Here is the name on the screen. Enter it in Telegram and subscribe. See you all next time.